visionary leaders build a life and business legacy on purpose through mindset, branding, marketing, sales, systems, and team so they can make an amazing impact and income and positively affect their communities worldwide. Ensure that you are sharing this show, you're subscribing, and you also are leaving us a review so we can create more amazing content around those areas to help you level up to the next level and also bring amazing guest experts that can share their knowledge and expertise with you so that you can create amazing legacy. All right, purpose-driven entrepreneurs and legacy builders, welcome back to another show. I'm doing a solo episode today all about planning. I hope this is timely for you, as you might be probably using the first week of this year in 2024 to start your planning process and to be able to set your new goals and intentions for your life and business in 2024. So I'm going to walk you through an entire process today on how to properly plan so that you are effective, working smart, but most importantly, achieving the goals that you set for yourself in your life and business. I'm going to walk through the framework that I have actually put together for my Focus on Purpose planner, which has been used by hundreds of entrepreneurs, helping them with time management and helping them with being and working, living and working on purpose while they save time, but also they're more productive and efficient to reach their life and business goals. So we'll start at the beginning right away with the planning process. Just like anything in life, we always start with our vision and mission that you have for the year. Of course, I know that you probably have set your vision and mission years prior, but it's always a good thing to reset, refresh, recalibrate, because a lot of things must have happened last year and also in the new year moving forward. So resetting your new clarity for your vision and mission is important so that you have that beginning frame for success as you start planning the rest of the process moving forward. The next section of your planning process, I suggested to be your purposeful thoughts to think on intention. We all know the power of our focus and the power of the thoughts that we think and how these thoughts actually starts to put in motions a lot of the things that will connect in the dots towards your journey. So it's important to understand how to actually set these thoughts ahead of time, decide on these thoughts that you want to mention it on purpose ahead of time, and make another whole sheet on your purposeful thoughts on intention. I actually want to show you here. If you are here listening to this as a podcast, I will include a link so you can view this as a video as well. But these are all the sections I'm talking about straight from the Focus on Purpose planner that I created. So you have your vision, your mission, and then your purposeful thoughts to think on intention as you start heading in for the new year. Before we go into the planning of the quarters and also the yearly function of your process, I want to encourage that you set your success lists or priority lists ahead of time, meaning you want to start structuring your daily priorities, right? The things that you have to work on for the day that are the highest priority for you beforehand. And this is great to have an agenda or obviously a discipline or how you actually set your intentions for the day, maybe a meditation practice, maybe a quiet time practice, something that you are very consistent with, because as you're planning your agenda for the day and thinking ahead of time and planning your daily priorities on your success list, it's important that you have that clarity of mind as you are focusing on the most important priorities. I speak about ensuring that we are not just busy this year, but we are very productive and we're working smart. And sometimes you having the clarity on the main priorities that you need to be moving forward, it really just requires that you get those 2 things or 3 things done for the day. I always suggest that you focus on the 3 things, 3 most important priorities for your day. Anything over than that, we just won't have time to focus more on that. So just select the 3 most important priorities on your success list. And even if other things don't get done and you just focus on getting those 2 things, 3 things done, 2 to 3 things, you will, trust me, be making leaps and giants of progress in your journey towards the achievement of your goals. The other thing is to plan for the first quarter of the year. I don't know if you have read the 12-week year book. I have been very inspired by that book since I've read it. So when you do your quarterly planning for the 3 years, you want to plan your quarters as if you're planning your year. So you only have 3 months for the year, right? So break down the year in quarters. So we'll start in January and we will end in at the end of March. So when you plan your quarters, the same thing that you want to focus on. This very important question will always be the driving force to your focus, which is, what is your focus for this quarter, right? So again, even asking that question intentionally will ensure that you have a focus and you have a theme for the quarter. So you're more likely to follow along. And something magical happens when we are so clear about these things that we have already decided are our priorities. Somehow, some way, the brain starts problem solving for you, right? So there's another subconscious process happening here, which is helping you. So if you start to decide things ahead of time, then you will start to amazingly be very, very productive, and you start to knock things off your success list just because you did this process beforehand. So that's what you want to do in your quarterly planning, which is found at in the middle section of the planner. So for your quarter planning, you want to focus on what is your focus. And then the next thing is your action steps, right? What are some action steps that you want to start taking or that you want to plan to start taking, which is your priority action steps, so that you realize the focus that you have for the quarter. So that's the next piece of the planning process for your quarter. The other one is, after you plan your quarter and you set your goals, and your goals are specific, measurable, as we've all have heard that, goals that are vague obviously have a very low chance of completion. And we all have probably also heard that writing down, that's why I created a planner where we write these things down. Because when you write them down, of course, you increase the rate of them getting accomplished. But also, most importantly, is that you get to be able to go back to your goals as you've written them down. Because, I'm sure you'll get distracted throughout your quarters or your year with other things that will come on your plate. So keeping that focus is going to keep you very, very mindful, intentional, and of course on track to be able to finish these things that you have set out for yourself. So that's what I would do for the quarterly planning. Next action steps with dates and also very specific priorities that you have set. And then after this, just take everything over to your calendar, right? Whether it's your big projects or smaller projects, all of these things, once they're written down and prioritized and also broken down into your smaller calendar. If you're working with a team, then obviously you want to delegate this out to your teams. If you're by yourself, then you delegate them to your calendar. That's your best friend. So that's what you want to do for the quarterly planning piece. And then, of course, in the planner, there's also a yearly plan and a 3-year plan. Now, for some of us that would like to go ahead and kind of start projecting the next year, or the rest of the year, I should say, and then the following year, you also have a section to do that. Sometimes I will do that, decide on purpose for something that I perceive it as a project that I might not be very close to that project right now. I'll just throw it into the 3-year plan. So I don't forget about it. And so I capture that moment and that idea that came to me. Yeah, if it's something that I just don't foresee happening in the very near future. So that is the great part about having sort of the roadmap, having this laid out in foundations, so that you start plugging that into your next year or your 3-year plan that you have. And those are all important pieces in your planner as well. So the other piece of the planner is notes and reflections. And when you plan for the quarter and the year, you also want to think about the systems in place and the team that you want to have in place, right? It's important to, anytime you need to scale, you need to grow something, it's always 2 things that you need. It's always systems and team, right? Is the who, and also what can I automate. So those are always two important priorities as you want to achieve bigger goals in your business, in your company, that you want to focus on, and those are also laid out very strategically in the planner as well. The planner that I've actually have created is not a calendar planner, meaning it does not expire after at the end of the year like a regular calendar. You can keep using it because it has multiple pages for you to plan ahead even the following years as well, so you can grow with a planner. And the one thing that I liked about putting this together is that sometimes I used to do my planning on many different journals and different calendars and different planners. And then I would just be so disorganized that I would have all these planners all over the place. And I lost track of sort of the journey. I love the journey now that obviously I have more experience, so to speak. I really value the journey. So, because I'm also very nostalgic as a personality, I love to go back and look at my progress, right? Because to me, it's not about the achievement of goals, it's about the transformation that I'm personally going through. So, if I can have a process that I can look through how I actually got to where I am, not only can I use that information to share it with the people I help, but also I can use it for my own reflective times when they come. So that's multi-purpose for me at least. So that's why I created the planner where you have all this information in one big planner or small planner. And this planner is also available on Amazon. I will include the link of the planner on the show notes. And again, you can grow with the planner as well. So it's not something that expires January 1st and ending on December 31st. But these are just some principles of how I also plan. I did the same thing this week. Well, on the first Monday, I did the same process that I am sharing with you today. I sat down and I pretty much evaluated last year's goals, and then I set new goals and new quarterly goals, yearly goals, and 3-year goals, so that I am very clear, and again working on purpose. And then I'm dividing this out on my calendar so that nothing is overwhelming. I find that when you do this process, you start to accomplish so much and you are not overwhelmed. It's amazing how when you look back and you actually have dedicated some time to your planning, then the things that you can achieve are mind-blowing. It's like, wow. So there is so much power in the process. So I hope this live was helpful. The show was helpful for you today. Thank you so much for, again, all your support on the show. I'm looking forward to bringing in new amazing episodes this year. So I'm so excited to the height and the involvement of the podcast as well, with all the amazing guests and also all the solo episodes that we're bringing by for you. So don't forget to subscribe, review, and share. And also, if you have other entrepreneurs and business leaders that definitely be sure to share the Focus on Purpose Planner with them, as they might also be looking for something similar that's very organized, very process oriented, but most importantly, very efficient, results oriented, and journey oriented. For those of you that value that, this will be a planner that you will pretty much live with. So thank you so much again for watching, and I will see you next time with another episode. Bye, everybody. I want to share with you the 4 books that would change your life personally and professionally. So the first book is Connecting the Dots Backwards, one of the books I've written that will help you connect the dots between your past, your present, and your future life vision. You will find topics in there around marketing, sales, spirituality, relationships, all the areas that you need to be fulfilled as a human being. The second book that I've written, which is a journal, accompanies the Connecting with the Dots book. And this journal will help you apply the information that you learn in the book into a journal. It has self-guided questions that you can go through and into to get the clarity that you need to discover your values,
your vision and your mission. This is a journal attaching the book as well. And then Purpose Driven Entrepreneurship is my latest book, where I have included my legacy framework in building legacy businesses, everything from mindset, branding, marketing, sales, systems, and team. And I have connected all the dots between all those areas so that you have the fundamentals that you need to build a truly legacy empire. And then my latest creation is the Focus on Purpose Planner for increased productivity and efficiency, where I have included a framework around your productivity where you can plan ahead, work on purpose, and leave amazing impact on the planet with your work. You can find any of my books on the website below, elonaloparicoaching.com books, and definitely grab your copy. Let me know, leave me a review on Amazon, and let me know how this book has impacted you and changed your life.